the final standings in the Zurich Chess Challenge 2015. Kind of hurts me a little bit to say, but my buddy Nakamura is second with 3 points. Vichy Anand wins the classical portion. Kramnik with 2.5. Caruana, Karyakin, and Aronian with 2. 4-11 Aronian. He's had a tough year and a half. He'll bounce back, though. He's a great player. And tomorrow is the rapid portion. I guess the classical games count double, and the rapid count as 1. So we'll see after tomorrow's rapid who the winner of the Zurich Chess Challenge 2015 is. Hi folks, John Cordisco here. The last round, round 5 of the Zurich Chess Challenge 2015. Between my buddy from the US, Carl Nakamura, as white, and 11 Aronian from Armenia, world-class player, as black. They play 5 rounds of classical chess in this tournament. Now tomorrow, there'll be the rapid portion. Right now, Vichy Anand is ahead by 1 point in the classical, and they count double. So in other words, he has 6 points, he has 12, and Carl has 5 points, which is 10. Now each game will count as 1 in the rapid. We'll see if Carl can catch him. Before I forget, I want to mention a shout out to Chess24 for allowing me to use the post-mortem, I should say, on the Nakamura Aronian game here. There'll be a short post-mortem, easier for me to say today, at the end of this video. So if you're interested in checking out Chess24, go to chess24.com, or in the description, or as John Green on the Vlog Brother says, the website web link is in the goobly-goo. Anyway, let's get to it. Enough of my ramblings. It's going to be another Berlin, but it's going to be a different Berlin. They've been experimenting. You're going to see something I haven't seen. A4. Now I'm looking on the computer, and they're fairly close in score, but A4 is the third. So Carl decides to go A4 just to mix it up. Bishop B7. Those of you that are wondering about knight takes, after pawn takes, knight B4, D4, and white's doing pretty well. According to the computer here, he's about 1.25 points up in that scenario. And he can't take this pawn, of course, because of the rook. So that's a pretty good scenario if you take it. Knight C3, castles. Carl goes D4, E4. Again, after knight takes, pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes. I like the position okay. It's very strange, but it's okay for white. After E4, knight takes, rook takes. Okay. Small advantage for white, still a game. We're only on move 10. And we have a rook in the middle of the board and a pawn on E4. Pretty weird. Black's a little cramped here, but he kicks the bishop. Bishop goes back to D3. D5. Making the rook move. Now, that's almost getting a tempo in a way, because now this bishop can get out. Knight to B4, hitting the bishop. Bishop just goes back to F1. Now, the computer likes queen to F1, interestingly enough, or B3. I think queen to F1 is kind of a neat move, but Carl decides to go bishop F1. Bishop comes out. C3. Knight C6. Fairly even game. Bishop D3. Queen C2. Bishop almost has to take, because if he backs off, bishop takes check, winning that pawn. He has to take. Queen takes. Rook comes over. Bishop D2. Bishop F6. Rook takes. B4. It's pretty much even. Minute advantage for black at this point. It's a Berlin. What do you figure? Knight E7. Bishop F4. Knight C8. I'm not going to spend a ton of time analyzing this, to be honest with you. It's pretty drawish stuff. Knight to d2, knight d6, bishop takes, queen takes, knight b3. Alright, it's bishop against knight. Let's see how they do. c6, knight c5, bishop b8, or excuse me, queen to b8. Knight hits the bishop and the queen. Queen goes to guard. Knight backs back up. Queen to b8. Twofold repetition. Now, I don't know if they're doing that pickup time because we're on move 27. Queen to g3. I'm sorry I'm not spending a lot of time analyzing this. There's not really much to analyze. Bishop b7. Queen takes. Rook takes. Knight b3. Backs off the knight. King f8. a5. We're just going to go through this. g3. It's going to end up being a king and pawn ending. Rook e8, rook takes, king takes, knight c5, bishop takes. Okay, here we are at a tiny advantage for black according to the computer, but I don't think the computer really understands king and pawn endings as well as it should. This is basically dead drawn. We're going to go through a little bit here. f6. For those of you that were wondering, if g takes, king f3. Doesn't do much good at all. King f3, king, pawn, king, 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 c4, takes, or excuse me, moves, h3, and they call it a draw. I went through it quick, just not much really to report. I think Carl thought, as white, if he went e4, Aronian would probably play a Berlin, and which is drawish. It's the last round. He wasn't really going for it. He didn't think Anand would lose, which he did, and they all drew. So anyway, folks, that's the last classical round, the Zurich Chess Challenge 2015. I hope you enjoyed it. You'll see a little bit more in-depth analysis in the post-mortem. The microphones weren't too close to the players, so turn up the volume a little bit when you go to the post-mortem when the players talk. Anyway, folks, I want you all to remember, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.
It's a line, but of course, like everything in the Berlin, everything is equal. I mean, I kind of saw this idea with d4. I mean, okay, obviously I knew there was e4, but I kind of was hoping I would at least get, one of the other lines where it's quite interesting. But
and Levon, after d4, you didn't call the bluff. You just made it, played it solidly.
There is a line like this.
Take the mouse to you. It's okay.
And I've played a game like this as well, where white tries to do the similar business. And then I think even here it's okay. And in comparison, this looks marvelous for white.
Yeah, because a4.
Yeah. So with a4, I mean, I didn't want to invent anything new. And I saw that here I get the version of Petrov.
yeah, it's exactly.
With the pawn on a4, which can never be good for white. So maybe I played inaccurate somewhere. I got excited with knight c8. Maybe knight g6 was
Bishop
just
g3.
a more rational way to play, like c6.
Well, I still do the same thing. Knight d2.
Yeah,
That's just equal.
yeah.
It's equal, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, in the game, I end up better. That's the thing. Like, I should never end up better, and somehow I end up a little bit better here.
But it was a better, which was never really
Yeah, no, of course.
easy to convert, or
White should
not really
play
possible
slow,
to
but
convert.
of course, I mean, you can't really win a game with white if black doesn't cooperate here. So.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you just put the queen on c7, and at the right moment, bishop e7. Yeah, actually here, just queen c7, and then bishop e7, because even rook e1, just rook d8.
Yeah.
And I never get anything.
But it's tiny bit better for white.
A bit more pleasant suddenly.
And
But
after,
not enough to
Yeah.
really.
After
Black
this-
is really solid. And you have the right bishop, of course. Which,
yeah.
so Hikaru, you actually tried this a4, but you thought that in case Levon plays it solidly, you have a quiet game.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe
yeah,
after
but-
yesterday's game,
Yeah, but
played
yesterday's
safe.
was also supposed to be quiet, too. But
So-
yeah, okay, I mean, it's like everything in the Berlin. There's always something that makes it very boring. It's never very interesting. But okay, I mean, Yeah, it's okay. Not much to do. I mean, okay, I had seen this, but somehow, like, I think the computer said something. It said bishop f5 was not the right move, but of course bishop f5 just is equal also. So yeah, what to do? Yeah, okay. After yesterday, it's not so bad.
And so the first half of the tournament, in a way, the classical part of this tournament is over now. We have the second half tomorrow, all concentrated in one day with the rapid. How is your feeling for this second part? Both of you, maybe Levon first.
I'll try to, repair the damage. So I'll be looking forward to play tomorrow.
About you?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess now, I have a chance to win. You know, last year, I think I was on -2 or -1. I had nothing to play for, so I really, I didn't care. And so it'll be a bit more interesting this time since I have a chance to play for something. So, okay, I did quite well in London in the Rapids, so I'm looking forward also. And hopefully I get to play some interesting games.
All right, so good luck to both of you tomorrow.
Thanks. Thank
and
you.